You know what fascinates me about passive income? Everybody's chasing it, but almost nobody understands what makes income truly passive. I spent years figuring this out the hard way, and today, before the end of this video, I'm going to share something that completely changed how I think about building wealth passively. But first, let's talk about what most people try that doesn't usually work and why. Number one is real estate. I used to think that I had it all figured out. I had a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, professional management, and the dream of mailbox money. So everybody that I knew thought I was crazy when I sold it all to get into something else. But here's what a successful rental property actually looks like. You buy a house for $200,000, and after a month of searching, you find a great tenant who agrees to pay you $2,000 a month. Sounds great, right? But then reality hits. If you didn't buy it with all cash, you have a mortgage of probably $1,200. Once you pay property taxes, that's another $200 of expenses. Insurance, another $100. You're smart, so you also set aside $200 a month for maintenance because things break. They always break. And unless you want those 3 a.m. calls about broken water heaters, you're probably also going to pay a property manager another $200 a month, or 10% of the top line rent. That leaves you with, ta-da, $100 a month. $100 monthly on a $200,000 investment. But maybe you only spent $40,000 if you financed 80% of the purchase. And if everything goes perfectly, that's a 3% annual rate of return on your $40K investment if you're making $100 a month in cash flow. It's hard to retire to Fiji with that kind of passive income model. Again, this is if everything goes right. I had a property that I have since sold where the tenant moved out and destroyed the place so thoroughly that their rent deposit didn't even come close to covering the amount of damage. About 10% of the remodel was actually covered in their rent deposit. At $700 a month for rent, the turnover cost me more than $7,000 to get the house back in shape. This could have been avoided, and should have, because I had a property manager who was supposed to be taking care of these properties and tenants, but they went long enough without doing an inspection that everything just went uncared for. So the lesson here is, nobody's going to take care of your things like you do, and if you have to take care of your own property management, that kind of defeats the purpose of all of it being passive. Number two is dividend stocks. So after the real estate headaches, many people will turn to dividend stocks. I get it. It sounds perfect. You buy shares of stable companies that raise their dividends and collect regular payments. No tenants, no toilets, no trash, no termites. But let me walk you through the reality. If you wanted to generate $10,000 a month in dividend income, a reasonable passive amount to travel full-time, you'd need about $2 to $5 million invested, depending on what kind of portfolio you construct and the risks that are inherent in it. Think about that for a second. $5 million sitting in the market, subject to market volatility, just to generate what many would consider a pretty modest income. That's not necessarily easy to achieve, even if you're a high earner who's been working for a while. And here's what nobody tells you about dividends either. During market downturns, even the most stable companies can cut them. Many people can lose major portions of their passive income overnight because companies needed to preserve cash to stay alive. It's not exactly the reliability that most people are looking for to disengage and go do things that they enjoy. Number three that many people try are digital products. If you spend any time online, you've probably heard about making digital products. You're supposed to create it once and then sell it forever, which sounds amazing, right? Many people have built what they consider the perfect online course. Spend 6 months creating it, launch day comes, it makes some sales, hooray, it feels great. And then months later, the ad platform changes its algorithm and your sales slump. 6 months later, your content needs updating. A year later, you're spending more time on customer service and support than you did at your old job. The dirty secret of building digital products and letting them sell themselves is that they're only passive until they're not. The internet moves so fast nowadays, and what worked yesterday might be obsolete tomorrow. And really, what you're getting into is a business, not a passive income stream. Number four that many people try is some kind of automated side hustle. The modern favorite of these, automating a side hustle like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, social media management. Everybody has some kind of system or blueprint or a proven method. Maybe they even want to teach you how to be an influencer. But here's what usually happens. You spend months building these systems, hiring virtual assistants, setting up processes, and just when you think it's running smoothly, suddenly your supplier ghosts you. A supply chain breaks, your ad costs triple, or your customer service implodes. I've watched brilliant people, including myself in the early days, burn out trying to automate businesses like these that were never meant to be passive. They didn't want a new job, they really wanted passive income. But unfortunately, most of these business models are just another job or business, unless you're in the top 1% of operators who are doing this at the highest level with incredible scale and a team behind you. For most people, the 99%, this is not a strategy that works passively. Number 5, I'm going to share with you the perfect criteria for generating truly passive income. After years of trying everything, I realized what high quality, truly passive income needs. These are all the boxes that it needs to check. There need to be no human variables, mathematical certainty without being subject to the whims of tenants or public company CEOs. There need to be fixed costs, some degree of scalability so that as I get more money, I can put more into it, a stream of income, ideally daily or weekly, not quarterly or yearly, tax advantages if possible, and appreciation potential so that my portfolio continues to grow. This sounds like an impossible list, right? That's what I thought too, until I discovered something that checked every single box and made me sell my entire real estate portfolio to get into it. What you're looking at now is a special kind of data center. This is the digital infrastructure generating more on a daily basis than my entire real estate portfolio used to make monthly. These machines are running 24/7, converting energy into value through pure mathematics. There's no tenants, no market whims, no algorithm changes, just consistent, predictable production. We built this facility in Oregon for a specific set of reasons. One, we have fixed hydroelectric power rates, which are stable from year to year. We live in a perfect climate for cooling data centers like these. We have professional 24/7 management and true automation of income production. I'm going to show you some of the real numbers behind this. If you're going to get a single server, one of those units costs about $10,000 all in, with the first year of electricity included. That same unit is going to produce Bitcoin on a daily basis, generate about $4,200 annually at current prices. Check with your CPA on this, but it qualifies for 60% first year depreciation, so you get an immediate write-off against your income, and typically retains 75% of its value after year one. Our current clients are making $10,000 up to $200,000 a month, and you can make $10K a month spending less than $1 million on a fleet of machines. Rather than a $5 million dividend portfolio for the same outcome, you can do this while others around you are chasing 8% annual returns that barely pace with inflation. Look, I get it. This may sound completely different from what you're used to, and that's because it is. We're not just building another passive income stream that you've heard of 1,000 times. We're part of the future of finance and energy. If you want to learn more about how this could work for your portfolio, please send us a message to our Instagram or Twitter @AbundantMinds for a private consultation. We're pretty selective about who we work with, but for the right partners, we are building something special. Take care, and I'll see you on the other side.